Hello and welcome everyone to another GEG Ontario Learning Series event. I don't know about you, but I have found these events to be so super helpful, and especially this one that's coming up. I know you're going to do lots of learning here because Google Slides are what I call the Swiss Army knife of G Suite. They're pretty darn awesome. Let's begin with our land acknowledgement. In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, GEG Ontario acknowledges that we are gathered today on the traditional lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. Chantal, do you want to read the French version?
I will. Dans un esprit de vérité et réconciliation, GEG Ontario tient à reconnaître que nous sommes rassemblés aujourd'hui sur les terres traditionnelles des peuples autochtones de ce territoire.
Merci. And if you are interested in what lands you're on, nativeland.ca is an awesome site to find out, because I know virtually we're in probably every territory. So if you're joining us for the first time and wondering what does GEG stand for, GEG is Google Educator Group. We are independently run communities of educators who inspire and empower each other to meet the needs of students through technology, both in the classroom and beyond. We are on all the things. We're on all the platforms. So we're on Twitter and Instagram, GEG Ontario. We have a group mailing list, which is bit.ly/GEG Group, and that's all capitals. We're all about capitals here. Our website, I'm going to throw that in the chat in a few minutes. That's where you're going to find the resources for tonight as well. You may be watching on the website right now. It's embedded. Or you're on YouTube and hit that subscribe button, because you will know when we go live next time. We are the leaders, but really when we say Google Educator Group, it's all of us. But from time to time, we do have leaders. So do think about whether or not you want to join us when our next sort of session opens up. Currently, we have leaders from across the province, and just so many different levels of areas of expertise. So it's just a really incredible group. Please do connect with us. And without further ado, tonight is all about Google Slides, and Chantal and Larissa are going to take it away. So Larissa, are you sharing your screen first?
I would like to just have you share it for now. I'm still
having some technical
difficulties, if that's all right.
No worries at all, of course.
All right. So I'm Larissa Raj, Digital Resource Specialist in the TDSB. And Chantal, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself before we continue.
Sure. I'm Chantal Ross. I am a core French teacher with the Simcoe Muskoka Catholic District School Board.
Should have stayed there.
So there's how you can reach us if you need to. Just some housekeeping things. If you do have any questions, you can post them in the YouTube live chat box, and hopefully Jen will help relay the messages over and we can answer your questions. And also while you're there, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to be alerted of all these events that we're having. All right, so to kick it off, we thought we would do a little meme check-in with some GIFs from one of our favorite TV shows, Canadian. So this is something I often did at the beginning of remote learning, just to check in with my students, see how they were doing, kind of get a feel for how they were doing that day. So I'm curious, ladies, Chantal, Jennifer, which one are you feeling today or tonight?
I would have to say I'm a number 5. I am so excited to be talking about Google Slides. It is such an incredible tool and so many layers, just like that Swiss Army knife that Jen was talking about.
I think I'm too, Alexis. Like, I'm always amazed by what you two share. And I know that we have some rock stars joining us today who will have lots to share as well. So I'm number 2. So we invite you to put in the chat what number you are. I know that I did this with kids, and first I did it, and then the students started to take over the memes, and it was really neat to see what they came up with, like Marvel characters or The Office. I learned so much about my kids based on what they created. So we've got Anna Maria, who's number 4, networking. Yes.
Yes, I was actually going to say networking too. For me, I really miss those live events that we were having prior to the world blowing up. But I like to think of this as kind of our virtual way of networking with each other. So I'm glad. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming. She's number 5. Always so happy and awesome. Awesome educator, Lindsay. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I also made them with students, and I had kids up grade 3 and up that were making these meme check-ins. I had Lego characters, I had sloths, I had wombats, I had all these different ones. So it got really creative and really fun. So, and we use Google Slides for these. So
exactly.
Oh, Cassandra's also number 5.
Love it. We've got quite a few number 5s and a number 4. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Awesome. No one's having dinner number 6 now.
No, you'd never know, right?
So we're going to go into some tips and tricks, and Chantal, take it away.
All right, so I'll just share my screen, and hopefully everyone can see.
We can.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So Google Slide tips and tricks. This is the best tool I use Google Slides for everything. So we're going to start by looking at the ESlide Templates. So again, you don't have to recreate the wheel. There are some amazing sites that offer all kinds of free slides, all pre-created for you. You just need to enter your information. Slides Mania is incredible. She has, I've used one in another Google session where it was an elevator. So depending on what you wanted to look at, you picked your elevator floor and it took you to those slides in that particular area of study and so forth. So she is incredible and has definitely elevated our slide game for sure with amazing templates. So we will share the slide deck at the end, and you will be able to access by clicking all the links on the different slides. So Slides Mania, you can see all the templates available. And Slides Carnival, I am not as familiar with Slides Carnival, but it also offers a variety of different templates available. And they work for Google Slides and PowerPoint as well. So lots of things that are pre-created for you to make your life a little easier. So the next tip we're going to look at is how to add GIFs to slides. Now, this will definitely elevate your slides, grab the student's attention, and it is easily done. You simply, in your slides, you would just click Insert. First, you would go to find your GIF that you want to add. So I like the Giffy Site. We're kind of on a Schitt's Creek theme tonight. That show just makes everybody laugh and happy. So it's a great series. So if you pick your slide that you want, your image that you want, you would just click on that and go to the copy link and just highlight that, copy it. And then when you come back, you would just select the insert button. And once you're in insert, scroll down and you're just going to add the URL. So I paste the URL. Hopefully it works. My internet has been a little slow. And once your image appears, you would click Insert. Click Insert, and it will instantly appear on your slide, and then you can resize, move it where you want, create those check-ins. Quick and easy. So I apologize, my internet is slow, but it does appear and it will add to your slide. So it definitely adds an element to your slides and a way of catching, your audience attention. So that's that's the first tip I wanted to share. The next tip that we would share is adding videos. So adding videos to your slides is easily done. Again, you would just go to your insert button, find the video that you click video, and it opens up your YouTube library. So you can insert, search a video. You can do by URL, your choice. You can also embed a video from your Google Drive. So easily, once you add your URL, click the select button and your video appears. On the side of your slide, you will get the formatting options. So this is where you would decide, do you want your video to play automatically or on click? And you can also edit the video. So if there's a section, only highlight a certain part of the video, you can definitely make it so that you're just playing that one section of your video. So that's adding video to your slides. The next one is, and Larissa's going to talk more about hyperlinks and so forth when you're creating the virtual classrooms and so forth. Again, it's the same idea. So you would find your image that you want to share, or again, a video, your choice. And you would go to insert, but this time you would go all the way down to link. Then you would paste your link and then apply, and your picture will appear on your slides. And once you have an image, you can make it a background so it doesn't move. So there's a lot of different options that you can do by adding different images to your slides. Now, a useful hack that I've discovered is I use a lot of YouTube music videos in my classes. So I just want the students, when they click on the link, to just listen to that particular YouTube video so that it doesn't automatically open up the YouTube channel and then other videos come up that you haven't previewed. So using this YouTube hack, it is super easy. So you have found the YouTube video that you want, and you simply go to the address bar. And in the address bar, you go to YouTube and you put in a hyphen between the T and the U. Then you copy that link and you paste that in your slides. And then it will just play that video. So it won't automatically move on to another video in the stream. So really useful. And I know we were using SafeTube and different sites, and they didn't seem to last. So this has been working great for us. We've been using it a lot.
Great hack. The other one I use that is still working is it's called Watchkin, watchkin.com, WATCHKIN.com. And that one does still work, unlike SafeTube.
So I have a question.
Perfect.
If I wasn't in Google Slides, I know this is all about Google Slides, but you're blowing my mind with this hack for a second. So if I just am in there with the hyphen, does that also only show that video for me outside of Slides?
Yeah, you can use it, wherever in Docs, wherever you're going to hyperlink. Yeah, and also with this one, which I thought the one SafeTube that we were using, again, because teaching French, a lot of times my French videos, they speak too quickly. Using the YouTube hack, they can still access the controls and slow down the video and so forth. So they have access to the closed captioning and all of that. So this is why we've kind of switched over to this hack for now. And like I say, it's been working. We've been using it for about 4 or 5 months. It's been around probably longer, but it's
awesome.
Still there. And yeah, it's a great trick. All right, and then next, adding audio. So again, I'm coming at a perspective of a language teacher, especially with the remote learning. Audio is an important tool. I need for my students to hear pronunciation. And again, for different levels of learning, I can use audio to put in instructions on what I want my students to do. So there are two ways of doing. There are multiple ways of doing it. You can have some audio that you have recorded using an online voice recorder or some other voice memo that you have uploaded to your Google Drive. And then you can, again, insert it into your slides using the insert button and choosing the audio function. And then you would add your link. The thing that you have to remember is that you need to go then into your drive and make sure you change the sharing permissions to anyone with link. If not, you won't be able to share they won't be able to hear the audio. So that is an important step. So this is a multi-step, it works. And then the other one is record to slides. This one has the added bonus of it is embedded in your slide deck once you download it as an extension. So sorry, I should back up. You need to download the extension from the Chrome Web Store, record to slides. Then you would, then once you have done that, it is now part of your Google Slide layout. So it's up here next to your share button. So you just click on that and the camera opens up and it will record a visual as well as the audio. So quick and easy. Now, Larissa, were you saying that you can take the video off now? Can you just do audio?
I'm not sure. I always tell my students if they're shy, they could put something in front of the camera if they want to make it strictly audio or a picture or a book or something. I'm not 100% sure if you can get rid of the video.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm not sure. So this one does have the video. And again, it's the same thing as the insert audio. You have to make sure you change the permissions. But it's pretty straightforward. They just hit the record button. It records when you're happy. You click the OK. You can preview and click OK, and it is embedded directly on the slide. So awesome. It's an easy tool. The students can use it easily, for sure. But again, changing the permissions to anyone with link can view is important.
Super important.
Yeah, for sure. Now, my favorite is Moat. Moat has a new extension. Again, you would download it from the Chrome Web Store. And once you've downloaded it, you can use it to record in your Google Docs. You can use it to leave feedback in Google Classroom. It has become an incredible tool. And I discovered it from Jen, who did a quick video. I think it was on Twitter. And that was how I discovered it. And I love it. I use it with my students all the time. And my students are using it too. The thing that this has that the others don't, you don't need to change permissions. Once you record the audio, it is on the slide and anyone can listen to it. So awesome. With students, sometimes teaching them those extra steps, emailing them and saying, I need permission, I can't hear. So this alleviates all of that. So definitely Moat is a definite add-on for me that I use all the time. So adding audio to your Google Slides is...
Sorry, I was just going to say, I don't know if you can see the chatter in the chat, but we have a lot of Moat fans. Like we have Mel, who's an actual ambassador. They're high-fiving each other. We have a lot of people obsessed with Moat. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, it's definitely been a game changer, especially for those poor students that, you know, unfortunately their reading ability and so forth, and hearing the pronunciation en français, like that has been huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited for sure. All right. So I will turn it over to Larissa, who has some other amazing tips to share.
Here we go. All right. All righty. Can everyone see that coming up? Hopefully. Loading. All right. Is it up? Are we good?
I think so.
I can see it. Yep.
Okay, great. All right, so next we're going to talk some fun with interactive slides. So we're going to talk about some games and some drag and drop. So a lot of templates, like we were saying, already exist. People have made them, so don't go recreating the wheel. There's lots of Awesome stuff out there. Slides Mania's got this one in the bottom corner here that's already a board game, and you just enter in either your audio, your questions, your, you know, if you want to kind of do an end of unit recap and do some questions or something like that. I mean, verbs in front, there's so many options, but she's got it all laid out there. So you just have to fill in the blanks there. This Board Game Mania is just a bunch of different board game templates. Jen has shared her Boggle Friday, something she created where you enter the letters here and then try to make your words similar to a real Boggle game, except you don't lose any pieces. And another one, which is it here, just kind of, I think this one's kind of like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type. So all of these are linked. So once you have a copy of our slide deck, you'll be able to go in and have a look. And I actually had last year during remote learning, I thought, what a fun way to have students get involved. And so I had them, we did a whole unit about video gaming and if it's good, if it's bad. We had some debates, but then at the end, they each created their own, and a lot of them chose to use slides just because of the versatility and so many things. They were finding extensions that have you know, the dice roller and different things like that. So it's a really fun way to use slides in an interactive way.
I'm just going to highlight, Mel said, did you know Slides Mania now has Icons Mania? And so Paula looks like she's moving in, and we did not know that. And that's why we love hosting these sessions, because we share goodies and then we learn goodies. So thank you for being here, Mel, and for sharing that.
Thanks, Mel. That's awesome. Okay, so next up, Chantal.
Oh, yeah. So we talked about the interactive piece. So you can use your Google Slides to create some drag and drop activities. And it looks really complicated, but it really isn't. If you can see the screen right now, the calendar, this was shared by a teacher, Diana Mancuso, who is awesome at sharing, creating fantastic things. And she has a great blog, and she has created a ton of drag and drop activities that are all pre-made for you, that you can easily adapt. And to adapt them, it is super easy. She's the one that talked me through this, because when she shared the calendar, for me, my French calendar starts with lundi, with a Monday. And she's like, oh, that's easy. And I'm like, that looks like really hard work for me to go in and start changing all the numbers and the names and stuff. But if you go into your slide and then click on Edit Template, you will get this template and you can easily go in and just make the changes. And it saves automatically, and you just do it that one time. So I've been using this calendar with I teach a few virtual classes. And so we can move the different days in the month and highlight birthdays and stuff. And it's amazing. And she has been great. She's been creating one every month and sharing it with everyone. So that motto, sharing is caring, is definitely been evident this year in our remote learning and so forth. Everyone is so generous with everything they create. So there's so many resources out there for people to use. And it is intimidating at first, but you start small, and just adding a little GIF to a slide just brings it to the next level, and just start small. Yeah, for sure.
So moving on, we saw last spring, and I think still now, creating the virtual rooms, the Bitmoji classrooms, all of that stuff is really big right now. Different libraries people are making with a ton of great resources in them. So I'm just sharing here. I actually, with that same video game unit that I talked about earlier, I had the students make a virtual room. So you can see here, she had created a Kahoot game for her video game, and created her whole bedroom, and then linked up her Kahoot, and then other activities that we had done that you can click on in the room here that one of my students made. I just made one also for my library. So just some reading activities, a letter to the parents in the top corner. When you click on the outside, I just put in a video of outdoor scene of our school, like a play day or something we had, just so they could have memories of that. So I've included here a template that I made at this bit.ly at the top here, where it will give you a bunch of backgrounds for our different rooms if you want to create them. And I also have a video tutorial that I shared with my students to help them make it. So it could also apply to teachers if you're still interested or not sure how to get started with that. There's a little video tutorial built in there too.
And again, there's so many out there, Larissa, that you could just, people, again, willing to share and just change the Bitmoji to yours and you're good to go.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, and now we're moving on to a couple last tips before we sign off.
So this just came up in a session that I was in a couple weeks ago, and especially now moving to remote, this might be something that we would all, I think we can all use, and it's that your Google Slides will now do closed captioning. So if you're having some audio trouble or your student is having some tech issues, you simply go to the bottom of your slide deck and access the captions preference and open it up. Sorry.
Here we go.
And there you go. She turned it on. So yeah, so as you're talking, now we did notice it doesn't do punctuation. Not sure if you can change the language. Let's see if it will highlight bonjour. Oh, peut-être ça parle français aussi? Non.
Oh, that was good. Okay, we'll turn it off now.
Okay, so check it out.
But who knows? Keep looking, because see
check
how it
out closed
says
captioning.
English only? Like right now it says English only.
Yeah, so we can probably
but if we give feedback, you never know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's great. Again, such a great accessibility feature.
Yeah.
So yeah, so something to add to our
collection.
Tool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The last one that I'm hoping will be new to some of you is how to make a template. So I know a lot of you know to get rid of the word edit and use the word copy at the end, and that automatically makes a copy. But sometimes when you click on those, they just automatically end up in your drive and you might not want them. So I like this way because it allows you to have a look through, but you can click on the slides to advance them and check out do I really want it? If you do want it, then this handy blue button is here to use the template if you want to save it to your drive. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. So if I'm in this slide deck, let's say, and I want to make a copy of, or make the template of this one, I would go to this URL. So you're not going to the sharing area, you're going to the URL that's in the top bar here. So if I go to the end, so everything after the word edit, I'm going to just get rid of that by hitting delete after I highlight it. And I'm going to type template/preview. And then when I hit enter, it's going to open this up. So now you got this. People can have a look through. I really like using this on my blog because I don't want people to have to force make a copy if they don't want it. So they can preview it, see if they like it, and then decide to use the template. So that was my kind of last tip. Hopefully that's new to some of you. And yeah.
Mel just shared, make sure it's available to anyone with the link, right?
Yes.
That's the one thing. If even if you create a template, it still requires the share permissions.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good point.
I'm excited about this because my drive is getting so, I find all these great things and I click on it and then it's in my drive. So I like this idea of just being able to sort of look at it first and then decide. So this is definitely a tip worth saving.
Yeah,
for sure.
Also, just a tip that this also will work with Google Drawings. It will not work with Jamboard. It will work. I like to do it if I'm sharing a Google Doc. You don't put you just put preview instead of template preview on a doc, and it just makes your doc just look like a streamlined, just like a web page almost, so that no one has the all the options at the top. So if you just do preview on a doc, so those are just some extra little tidbits of tips. Sorry, Jen, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the next one is other thoughts, and there are lots of great thoughts in the in the chat. So if you are not watching this live, if you're watching this in an archive, do check out the chat because there have been lots of really great things shared. Anna Maria shares that if you use a slide deck often, publish it to the web, and then therefore any changes you make to the original slide deck will automatically be updated on the version the public accesses. And I think if you're doing template preview, it's also live as well, because Lord knows I make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
so.
Anything you edit, will be, as long as they haven't already made a copy of it, then you're good. Yeah.
Exactly. And then there was really great talk about, again, Anna Maria, there's so many good sharing, like, but Anna Maria was talking about a Connect 4 game. So she shared the link in Google Meet and then created a slide deck with 16 slides for a class of 32, and then assigned kids slides so that they each played a Connect 4 game at the beginning of the class.
That's great.
Yeah, and Mel was sharing that she uses the agendas. She shares agendas and also puts the template preview on them. And I think that's it for the chat.
Okay. So if you have any feedback, something you'd like to see in a future webinar, please use this bit.ly here to connect with us and fill out our feedback. Also, just for next time, we will be hosting on May 12th, time for spring cleaning. So just some tips and tricks about organizing your Google Drive and keeping it all, nice and organized for you for next September. So we're kind of thinking ahead for you. So that'll be Kathy that'll be running that one. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for participating in the chat and everything. And thanks, Chantal and Jen, for hosting and everything. So yeah.
Amazing. And if you are in Ontario and you're on spring break, enjoy our last few days and stay well, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yes, definitely.
Well,
thank you. Have a good night. Bonsoir.